Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing our KnightFall deck, or Bantu deck, I guess. This is the deck list that did well, made the top 8 of Grand Prix Porto Alegre fairly recently. Not sure how to pronounce this name, so I won't go and say it, but yeah, basically it's a Bantu list, but it also has the Retreat Coral Helm Knight of the Reliquary combo, where you basically search out all your lands from your deck and make your knight huge and kill in one swing. So this is the list I am running. Basically, a couple of tweaks I've made, basically based on the cards I've got. I didn't have the fourth Geist, so I've subbed that in for a Loxodon Smiter, who's still a good 3-drop, but yeah, obviously not quite the same thing. The other thing is I think I don't have the Fracturing Gusts in the sideboard because they're quite expensive as well, but I don't think that's going to be too devastating. On the Horizon Canopy as well, another expensive card I don't have, so I've subbed that in for another second Temple Garden, but obviously if you have the cards then I would advise sticking to the original list. But let's get underway. So this is a game against Mola Boy Jr. And our opponent is playing, I believe it's Red Deck Wins or Naya Burn, I guess, probably. I'm sure he's running the Cottles as well. So this is our opener. We have a Hierarch, Pride Mage, Lightning Bolt, and a Retreat Coral Helm. That's fine, really. You'll note there's also a red splash in here for basically Lightning Bolt for the most part. I think that's the only red card in the deck. Yeah, Lightning Bolt in the main, and then we've got some Grim Lavamancers in the sideboard as well. So let's get underway here. Into a Hierarch. I'm just going to play Monastery Swift Spear and attack for 1. So kind of want to get rid of that Swift Spear now, if possible. Actually no, I'm going to wait on that. I think the plan is going to be to block and then see what happens. Obviously if we trade, not too upset about that, although we do need to draw into something. But I think ideally we're going to bolt the Swift Spear, but we're just going to see what happens. So I haven't just attacked, so I decided to block just to sort of prompt him to do something. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about bolting the Swift Spear just to avoid taking too much damage from it. Sorry about that. I'll play Boros Charm, which is going to pump his Swift Spear, so we're going to respond by killing that, although that is going to hurt our life total. So we're down to 10 here, so not feeling too great about our situation. We'll play a Retreat here, going to scry 1, see Goyf on top. That seems like a solid card to have. Obviously we need more threats and a few. Then hard casts a Rift Bolt and just kills off the Pride Mage, which is fine. I'm going to get in with my Hierarch and drop the Goyf, and then I'm going to scry again from Retreat. And Path, which we're not too interested in, so I think we're just going to put that on the bottom. And then we'll pass the turn. See what our opponent does. He drops Eidolon, which is kind of interesting. He's actually down to 10 now, and I feel like I have the better board presence, particularly because I can just untap my Goyf, so he's got pseudo vigilance, I guess. So definitely going to attack here. Put our opponent down to 5. Run out the fetch and just untap the Goyf. I could put my second Goyf to add additional pressure, but I don't really fancy going down to 8. That kind of puts me in more danger than I'd like to be, with my opponent with 3 cards and a lot of lands. I mean, there's definitely a combination of burn spells that I could die to, but with him at 5 actually that's generally fairly good for us, because he wouldn't actually be able to play 3 burn spells with the Eidolon still alive on the board. So yeah, so let's that's about it really. We managed to force that one through, and then his late Eidolon probably hurt him more than it hurt me because I was already in a fairly good position. And retreat, even when it's not comboing, is useful. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but you can use it in a lot of different ways. Obviously, if you've got a fetch, you can tap down your opponent's creature. Obviously, scrying one is fairly useful when you've got nothing else going on, and obviously creature to your biggest creature to sort of give it a pseudo vigilance, as it were. So all good uses for retreat in a situation where you're not going to be comboing with it. It can have its uses. So we can get back to there. Let's go to game 2. So we can get this started. Okay, so our opponent is going to be on the play. We've got Core Firewalker in from the sideboard. That seems really good. So yeah, this hand's fairly good. We've got bolts to deal with any early creatures, and then hopefully kind of Core Firewalker will put him in sufficient difficulties that will work out well for us. So we crack the fetch, get a Sacred Foundry so we can get the Core Firewalker down next turn, and we're just going to bolt this Swift Spear now before it does any more damage to us. There's another Swift Spear. The Sacred Foundry tapped. Attacks me. Fetch up a Temple Garden. I'm going to run out this Core Firewalker. Taking quite a lot of damage from our lands here, unfortunately. But that's the path, which is kind of annoying. Didn't figure he'd be running that, but I suppose these decks just have to have answers to Core Firewalker. There's quite a lot of decks that are running it now, so they just kind of need an answer to it, and it seems that these decks have them now. He also drops a Wild Nicottle, which obviously our Core Firewalker wouldn't have been much good at dealing with. So this isn't a great position for us. Down to 10, but we do have a fairly large Goyf that we can play, and we do have Bolt backup, so I'm going to Swift Spear here. Very, very large. As Rift Bolt comes off suspend and puts us down to 7. I took Geist. I didn't really want to take the damage to fetch up a blue source, so which we could have done. I was tempted by doing that at the end of turn, but I just wasn't comfortable going down to 6 from 7. Mainly because that's 2 regular burn spells essentially. But maybe it was the right thing to do, just to sort of push the game forward, I guess. Opponent has a Tarkus command and I think something else as well. Oh yeah, Boros Charmed end of last turn, and then the Tarkus command finishes. Yeah, didn't go too well. Obviously, I was banking on this the Core Firewalker, which is over here, sort of getting us there, and unfortunately it did not. So yeah, probably put all my eggs into one basket a bit too much there, and it didn't work out for us. So let's go on to game 3. See if we can turn this back around. Okay, so this hand's not too bad. We've got an early Lightning Bolt. Guy's kind of a funny one. Maybe I should have sideboarded it out. It's obviously more aggressive than it is defensive. Doesn't make a great blocker. So yeah, I don't know if maybe we should be sideboarding these out or something, but I wasn't too sure looking at the sideboard. I mean, we could bring in the counter spells. I can't remember if I did or not, but they're not too exciting. Grim Lavamancer seems fine. I think I might have brought him in and kill off Goblin Guys, etc. So that's fairly good. Probably got in Thalia, I imagine. But Yeah, probably should have taken out the Geists. I can't quite remember how I sideboarded. I think probably take out the Elspeths because they're a little too expensive. Maybe take out some of the guys. I didn't think I took all. Definitely didn't take out all the guys clearly. And maybe take out the retreat because the combo is probably not going to happen very frequently in this kind of matchup. Hierarch. Opponent leads off with a Goblin Guide. Which gets us a land. I was thinking about playing the Geist there. Obviously we can have turn 2 Geist, which is pretty good, but obviously we want to be on defense really, so I'm deciding to keep this Bolt back. But I do nip in for 2 with my other Hierarch. It's potentially a chump, depending on how we see things going. So fetch for Stomp Ground, can Bolt. We are going to go down to 10 here. Run out the Geist, we can keep it Path. Goblin Guard just as a chump. There's a Searing Blaze which he uses to kill off the other Hierarch. And then a Bolt for me. I'm going to pass the Swift Spear so we don't take any damage from combat this turn. Pick up the Firewalker, which is probably about the best thing we could have drawn, I guess. Obviously that's very good. It doesn't really have anything going on. It's the only way we're going to win this game. And even though we have a core Firewalker in play, because we're on 4, he can still very easily burn us out here. So yeah, I'm going to have to go for the attack. And actually we should have attacked with the core Firewalker here as well. I think I just didn't add it up, to be honest. I didn't think I quite had him dead this turn. But obviously it was a bad idea because I think I can just on here rather than kill him. I mean, obviously the risk with attacking with the core Firewalker there was that if he had a way of killing the Angel, then we would have easily been killed on the swing back. But I think the right thing to do was just finish the game because he can very easily draw a 3 damage burn spell here and finishes it off. Fortunately, he just draws a Grim Lavamancer, so that just wraps it up. But yeah, definitely should have attacked with the core Firewalk as well last turn, so that was a mistake. But we do manage to steal the win here. This matchup doesn't seem great to me. Could probably use some cards to shore it up, but I'm not entirely sure what. It's kind of difficult. Obviously we didn't get too many of that early creatures. I think opposing Wild Nacals and things would actually be fairly good in this matchup, given that we can outsize some of the early creatures like, say, a Goblin Guide, etc. But yeah, I think the real difficulty is that our lands are hurting us, and then we have a bit of a sort of difficulty defending ourselves as well. But core Firework is definitely very good if it can stick around, as it didn't in game 2. It's not a terrible matchup. If you're going to meet a lot of this, I would definitely change the sideboard up to maybe have some more life gain, etc. But you have got cards that are good in this matchup, and I think just need to think a bit more about the sideboard plan. Geist possibly not the best, but it did actually pick up the win here, so yeah.